The World Artificial Intelligence Conference 2025 just wrapped up in Shanghai, and let me tell you, what we witnessed was nothing short of jaw-dropping. Forget science fiction, this is real, and it's happening right now. China just showed the world what happens when you put AI and robotics on full throttle. And the result? A massive, coordinated wave of humanoid robots that look straight out of a futuristic tech revolution. We're not talking about one or two cool prototypes here. We're talking over 150 humanoid robots, more than 60 brand new robotic models, and 3,000 plus AI innovations packed into one massive expo space. It was like walking into a city of robots, moving, working, interacting, and yes, even dancing. China isn't just in the race anymore. It might be leading it. Let's break it down. The scale of WAIC 2025 was unprecedented. We've seen robotics expos before, but nothing like this. Humanoids were everywhere, walking, talking, pouring drinks, carrying trays, balancing water cups, and delivering snacks. You could feel the momentum building, not just from one company, but from an entire ecosystem of Chinese tech firms stepping up with real-world embodied AI systems. This wasn't a series of isolated demos. It was a coordinated show of power. China used WAIC 2025 as a platform to demonstrate how far ahead it's pushing in the humanoid robotics space. These weren't concept robots collecting dust in labs. These were production-ready, or nearly there, models, running on advanced AI, moving with elegance, and performing meaningful tasks in real-world environments. Let's start with the stars of the show, the humanoids. Because when we say army, we mean it. This wasn't just quantity, it was quality at scale. One of the most talked about robots at the event was Oolie from Limx Dynamics. This humanoid was previously referred to as CL3, but now it's been officially launched under the name Oolie, priced at just $158,000, or around $22,000 USD. And for that price, you're getting a 5'5" tall humanoid robot with 31 degrees of freedom, weighing in at 55 kilograms, and powered by an in-house 6-axis IMU. But the real kicker? It ships with a modular SDK and fully open interfaces for Python-based development. In short, this thing is built for real deployment and real experimentation. Whether you're a researcher or a startup founder, Oolie is giving you a chance to build on top of a fully capable humanoid platform. Limx is clearly aiming to make humanoid robotics accessible, and that's a recurring theme we saw throughout WAIC. China isn't just building elite, high-end robots. They're building scalable platforms that can enter daily life, and then there's Forier. Right alongside Limx was Forier Intelligence, which gave us a sneak peek at their next-generation humanoid robot, GR3. While the final version is being officially unveiled on August 6th, attendees at WAIC got an early look at a rendered preview and a working prototype. The GR3 is being designed to be faster, more agile, and more intelligent than its predecessors. Forier is already well known for its GR series robots, but the GR3 looks like it will be their biggest leap yet. If the early prototype is any indication, this humanoid could be a major contender in the global robotics race. So stay tuned for that reveal, because based on what we've seen, GR3 might just be the robot that puts Forier in the global spotlight. Skilled's big reveal. Now let's talk about a company that's been quiet for months, until now. Skilled, which emerged from stealth mode in July 2024, just shared their progress and vision at WAIC, and it's something special. Founded by Carnegie Mellon professors, Skilled is building something incredibly ambitious, a single general-purpose omni-bodied robotics foundation model. They call it the Skilled Brain. This system is trained on massive datasets, everything from simulation to real-world footage to internet videos, and is designed to work across any robotic form. Humanoids, quadrupeds, manipulators, you name it. One brain, any task, any robot. It's not just an idea either. They're already testing this architecture across multiple platforms with promising results. The long-term vision? To make robotics as flexible and transferable as today's best language models. If they succeed, the Skilled Brain could become a major backbone for China's robotics ecosystem. Astrobot just turned heads at WAIC 2025 with one of the most unexpected humanoid performances yet. Their S1 robot didn't just walk or wave. It took center stage as both a musician and conductor, performing live with the prestigious Beijing National Orchestra. In a jaw-dropping display of precision and coordination, the S1 robot guided the orchestra with remarkably accurate conducting gestures, adjusting tempo, dynamics, and cueing in different sections, all in real time. Even more impressive? It wasn't just robotic repetition. The S1 interacted with musicians, responded to subtle musical shifts, and even acknowledged the audience, creating a surprisingly emotional connection in the hall. This wasn't just about entertainment. It was a proof of concept for how humanoid robots could engage in high-level collaborative tasks requiring rhythm, timing, and nuanced human interaction. From smooth wrist flicks to synchronized beat control, S1's performance blurred the line between automation and artistry. Astrobot's showcase marks a new chapter for humanoid robotics, one where robots don't just assist behind the scenes, but become part of cultural experiences. Whether it's conducting Beethoven or collaborating in creative spaces, the S1's debut proved that humanoids are learning to move, feel, and even perform like us. The Southern Power Grid Guangdong Dongguan Power Supply Bureau is making waves with the upcoming debut of its groundbreaking heavy-load wheeled-legged robot dog, Fyun Titan. Designed specifically for power grid inspection, Fyun Titan sets a new benchmark by breaking the load-bearing record in its class, tackling the long-standing limitations of traditional inspection robots head-on. What sets Fyun Titan apart is its hybrid mobility system. By combining wheels with articulated legs, it achieves unmatched adaptability across complex terrains like gravel, slopes, and industrial debris, crucial for real-world field inspections. But it's not just about movement. This robot is a powerful platform capable of carrying multiple attachments, including high-definition cameras, LiDAR units, robotic arms, and other specialized tools. Fyun Titan excels at tasks like precise defect detection, meter reading, and autonomous patrolling. Its AI-driven recognition systems can identify abnormalities in real time, reducing reliance on manual inspection and boosting safety across high-voltage environments. This launch represents a major leap forward for smart grid maintenance and autonomous robotics in energy infrastructure. With Fyun Titan, the Southern Power Grid isn't just upgrading equipment. It's transforming how power inspections are conducted, paving the way for smarter, safer, and more efficient operations across China's energy landscape. Meet the future of perception. Exhumoid. Then there's Exhumoid, which introduced something that could reshape how robots perceive the world. They call it humanoid occupancy, the world's first general-purpose multimodal perception system for humanoid robots. Why does this matter? Because robots today mostly see the world through cameras. But humans don't just use vision. We use hearing, touch, even smell. Multimodal systems combine multiple sensory inputs to make smarter, more context-aware decisions. That's exactly what humanoid occupancy does. It integrates audio, spatial awareness, tactile feedback, and more into a unified model. Robots running on this system don't just react, they interpret, they reason, and they anticipate. It's a massive leap forward in embodied intelligence, and it lays the groundwork for robots to operate independently in unpredictable real-world environments. Rambo the robot dog. You didn't think this robot army was all humanoids, did you? Enter Rambo, a quadruped robot from ETH Zurich's Jincheng at Katachi, featuring RIL augmented model-based whole-body control. This robot dog didn't just walk. It pushed a shopping cart while balancing a plate of food like it was late for brunch. Behind the playful demo is a powerful system that combines precise model-based planning with reinforcement learning feedback. That means Rambo isn't just moving, it's adapting. And it shows how loco-manipulation is maturing fast in the robotics world. Droid Up brings the show, last but definitely not least. Droid Up's Walker 2. This robot has made headlines before for its dance routines, but at WAIC 2025, it was back with a new twist. Autonomous navigation. Now it's not just dancing for fun, it's finding its own path and syncing its moves with a brand new wheeled companion, Rena. Together, they performed synchronized dance routines that wowed the crowd and showed off Droid Up's growing capabilities in coordination, navigation, and expressive robotics. This isn't just a gimmick. These robots are becoming entertainers, assistants, and companions, all in one. WAIC 2025 didn't just show us cool robots, it showed us direction. China's robotics ecosystem isn't scattered, it's strategic. From affordable humanoids and multi-robot coordination to foundational AI brains and human-like perception, this was a full-spectrum demonstration of embodied AI in action. It's clear now, China is assembling an army of humanoid robots, and they're not for show. They're for deployment, for scale, for the real world. The age of embodied AI isn't on the horizon anymore. It's here. And if what we saw at WAIC 2025 is any indication, this robot army is only going to grow larger, smarter, and more human-like in the months ahead. So, buckle up. The robot revolution is officially underway. But while WAIC 2025 showed us how far humanoid robots have come, not everything in the robotics world is smooth and controlled. Because behind the polished demos and tech showcases, some robots are failing in terrifying ways. Let's talk about the moments where humanoid robots went completely off script and straight into chaos. Humanoid robots are failing spectacularly and dangerously. From violent malfunctions to cyber attacks, unexpected edge cases, and operator mistakes, these incidents prove even cutting-edge humanoids can go rogue. Today, we're counting down the top 6 shocking humanoid robot incidents that spiraled out of control, shredding any illusion that these machines are utterly safe. A humanoid robot just went berserk, live on stage during what was supposed to be a routine demonstration. One moment it was calmly suspended, the next it was flailing like it was possessed, smashing into nearby equipment, forcing engineers to back away in panic. And here's the crazy part. This isn't some science fiction scenario or a viral prank. This happened in real life. It's just one of several terrifying humanoid robot failures that are unfolding more often than you'd think. And today, we're diving into the most shocking real-world cases where humanoid robots malfunctioned, misbehaved, or flat out went rogue without warning. The scene I just described? That was the Unitree H1 robot in China. It was hanging from a metal crane rig during testing, seemingly to demonstrate balance capabilities. Everything looked fine. Until it didn't. The robot suddenly jerked violently, spinning and swinging with so much force that it yanked the entire crane and nearly pulled it down. One engineer bolted away just in time as the robot's arm came inches from hitting him in the head. And no, this wasn't some Hollywood animatronic or an AI experiment gone wrong. The company later explained that the failure came from a miscalculation in its balance algorithm. Specifically, the software didn't account for the head tether holding it in place. So every time the robot tried to correct its balance, it couldn't move properly. That created a loop of overcorrections, leading to total chaos. But that's just the beginning. Now this next one takes the term robot tantrum to a whole new level. In San Francisco, a humanoid robot called Derek, created by REK Entertainment using a Unitree H1 platform, was being shown off to an invited audience at a robotics demo event. The robot, like the others, was suspended, probably as a precaution during programming. But during a software test, Derek began to shake and twist wildly. Its arms flung outward, and then the entire crane supporting it began to tip over. What's even more disturbing is that the robot didn't stop when the emergency kill command was sent. It took several seconds, long enough to snap a steel fixture, before it finally powered down. The company later admitted the robot was executing an ungrounded motion command, while its online connectivity lagged behind, delaying the shutdown. The only thing that stopped it completely was someone yanking the internet cable right out of the back. By now, you're probably wondering, how are these machines being allowed near people at all? Great question. There's another scene that's been going viral, a robot performance on a public stage at a cultural festival in Tianjin, China. The humanoid robot, designed for crowd interaction, was part of an entertainment act. But right in the middle of the routine, it unexpectedly stumbled forward, toward the audience. Spectators screamed, and security rushed in. Now, some attendees claimed the robot intentionally lurched at the crowd. Others said it just lost balance and tripped. Either way, the footage caused serious alarm. A machine that powerful, falling or walking in the wrong direction, could injure someone, or worse. Event organizers quickly apologized, saying all safety protocols had been followed. But one thing was clear. The public was not ready for robots that act unpredictably in the middle of a packed audience. Then we have the Robotic Half Marathon in Beijing. 21 humanoid robots were entered into the world's first ever half-marathon event to see how far these machines could go. And let me tell you, it wasn't pretty. Out of the 21 entries, only a handful made it to the finish line. Several fell within the first 100 meters. Others overheated and had to be carried off. Some required duct tape, zip ties, and on-the-spot battery swaps just to stay operational. One robot had its head fall off entirely during the run, and the engineers had to tape it back on like a low-budget sci-fi fix. While this wasn't an aggressive attack like the others, it still showed just how unreliable and fragile many of these systems still are when pushed into uncontrolled real-world environments. And speaking of injuries, this next case is even more serious. In yet another Chinese testing lab, a humanoid robot allegedly struck a worker during a live trial. The robot's arm, designed for dexterous manipulation, swung out of control and hit the technician in the chest or shoulder. He was rushed to the hospital and is reportedly recovering, but the incident has sparked enormous backlash about humanoid safety procedures in industrial environments. Footage from the scene shows the robot suddenly powering up and moving without a clear trigger. Whether this was due to a glitch, power surge, or a miscommunication between human and machine remains under investigation. Now here's a little-known case that didn't happen recently, but it's important to mention. Back in 1981, in Japan, a factory worker named Kenji Urata became the first known human to be killed by a robot. He had jumped over a safety barrier to perform maintenance on a robot arm. What he didn't realize was that the machine was still active. The robot turned back on and pinned him against a machine, crushing him before anyone could intervene. This happened over 40 years ago, before we even had humanoids walking around. But it illustrates something crucial. Humans have always underestimated the dangers of giving machines physical agency. Whether it's a robotic arm or a full humanoid figure, the risk is real. Let's talk about what's going on here. Because none of this is happening by accident. First, these robots are incredibly complex systems, made up of advanced mechanical components, high-torque motors, vision systems, AI decision layers, cloud-based control, and more. When even one of those systems behaves unexpectedly, the robot can behave in ways that are totally unpredictable. And when the robot's body is as powerful as a human or more, it becomes dangerous instantly. Second, there's the software. Many of these malfunctions stem not from evil AI, but from flawed assumptions. A robot might assume it's grounded when it isn't. It might interpret a simple movement command as an emergency response. Or it might not recognize physical tethers or stage limitations, leading to escalating corrections that spiral into chaos. These aren't just bugs. They're signals that even the smartest developers can't foresee every edge case. Third is the human factor. Some of these disasters happened because of rushed code. Others because someone wasn't trained well enough, or because a company skipped critical safety checks. These aren't just robot problems. They're problems of responsibility, testing, and risk management. And fourth, security. In at least one of these cases, engineers had to physically unplug the robot to get it to stop. That tells you a lot about current fail-safe design. It's not just about good software. It's about how fast you can shut down a machine if something starts to go wrong. In real life, every second counts. And sometimes, the only emergency stop that works is pulling the plug yourself. So here's the big question. Are humanoid robots ready for public deployment? Are they safe enough to be on stage, in factories, at festivals, or in your office? Based on what we've seen, the answer is not yet. They're amazing machines. No doubt. They can walk, balance, grasp objects, even mimic emotion. But until their systems are bulletproof, and until human operators are trained to handle failures immediately, we're going to keep seeing situations where robots go out of control. And if we're not careful, the consequences could be deadly. It's easy to laugh at these videos. A robot flails, falls, or crashes into a table. It looks like a blooper reel. But the truth is, Every one of these moments could have ended much worse. Just think about it. What if that Unitree robot's arm had hit someone in the head? What if the festival robot had trampled a child? What if Derek's delayed emergency stop had caused electrical damage, or worse, a fire? These aren't just hypotheticals. They're real risks. And we haven't even gotten to the ethical side of things. What happens when these robots get smarter? What happens when they start making decisions on their own? If they can already misbehave due to software bugs, what happens when we give them more autonomy? More freedom to move, adapt, or interact? There's no simple answer. But one thing is clear. We need better safeguards, more transparency, and stricter standards. Because right now, the only thing stopping some of these robots from causing serious harm is luck and duct tape.